can see many benefits to such an alliance.
Keep the image firmly in mind. We may see it materialize by the end of the evening. I am not a man who forgets his friends, Inquisitor. You help me, I'll help you. Prepared to shock the Assembly by appearing as the guest of a hateful usurper, my lord? They will be telling stories of this into the next age.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Duke Gaspard. I look forward to ending this civil war.
As do I, my friend. The Empire needs stability and security, now more than ever. If you have the safety of the Orlesian people at heart, Inquisitor, perhaps you will look into something for me. This elven woman, Briala, I suspect that she intends to disrupt the negotiations. My people have found these ambassadors all over the fortifications. Sabotage seems the least of their crimes.
If they're siding with the enemy, I'll put an end to it.
Be as discreet as possible. I detest the game, but if we do not play it well, our enemies will make us look like villains. We're keeping the court waiting, Inquisitor. Shall we?
Is that the Inquisitor?
What? Imartia? Don't be absurd.
One of the Trevelyan's, I heard.
Pardon me, my lord. You haven't seen a ring lying around, have you? It was a gift from the Countess Montbelliard, enchanted by the Fomari. I cannot go into the ball without it.
Is this ring particularly valuable?
Its worth in coin is not as important as its social value. It was a gift from a member of the Council of Heaven. She will never forgive me. Not even if I live to be 1,000 years old.
That's a terrible predicament.
If the Countess finds out, make her have mercy. Should you happen upon it, I beg you, let me know. Maker, what am I going to do if I cannot find my ring?
Is this the ring you were looking for?
You are a treasure. I cannot believe you. Enjoy the party.
Can Gaspard take a stroll without the
I heard the Grand Duke invited the Inquisition.
We can only hope Celine prevails tonight. Gaspard will ruin us all.
Foreigners. Any word from the front lines?
My spies said the bodies were beyond counting.
Surely the Empress will put an end to the war tonight.
Pray, my friend. If the Maker does not hear us now, just pray. Inquisitor, a moment, if you please. I'm sure you know how to handle most nobility, but the game is nothing like the Free March's intrigues. It is no simple matter of etiquette and protocol.
I'll keep my guard up, don't worry.
The game is like Wicked Grace played to the death. You must never reveal your cards. When you meet the Empress, the eyes of the entire court will be upon you. You are safer in the Fade with the Fear Demon.
Might be a good idea for the others to hear this warning. Especially Sarah. Maybe tell her twice.
I'll have a few discreet words. Everything will be fine. Andraste, watch over us all. If nothing else, the Inquisition back in Gaspar would
I need
make
to have
some
this
notes.
jacket let out a
You
little.
know how pious she is.
I need to have this jacket let out a little.
Gaspar never struck me as pious. He must think he gains a military advantage
How
with
could
the
the Empress
Inquisition.
afford to renovate the palace with a war going on?
I heard that it wasn't renovations at all.
Who does Orzammar favor in the negotiations tonight?
Interesting.
Is that the Inquisitor?
The guest wing is not open to the public at this time, Inquisitor.
And now presenting Lord Inquisitor Trevelyan, son of Ban Trevelyan of Ostwick. Shepherd and leash of the Wayward Order of Templars, purger of the heretics from the ranks of the faithful.
He is so full of it. That's not how it went.
Champion of the Blessed Andraste herself.
Did you see their faces? Priceless.
Accompanying the Inquisitor, Lord Dorian Pavus, member of the Circle of Arantium, son of Lord Magister Hallwood Pavus of Azariel, Warden Blackwall of
Cousin, my dear sister.
Grand Duke, we are always honored when your presence graces our court.
Don't waste my time.
We will meet for the negotiations after we have seen to our other guests.
Inquisitor?
Lord Inquisitor, we welcome you to the Winter Palace. Allow us to present our cousin, the Grand Duchess of Leeds, without whom this gathering would never have been possible.
What an unexpected pleasure. I was not aware the Inquisition would be part of our festivities. We will certainly speak later, Inquisitor.
Your arrival at court is like a cool wind on a summer's day.
I'm delighted to be here, Your Majesty.
We have heard much of your exploits, Inquisitor. They have made grand tales for long evenings. How do you find Halam Shiral?
I've never seen anything to equal the Winter Palace.
We hope you will find time to take in some of its beauties. Feel free to enjoy the pleasures of the ballroom, Inquisitor. We look forward to watching you dance.
Inquisitor, a word when you have a moment.
Tell me, Yvette, how are Mama and Papa? Are they in good health? Do they want for anything?
Papa's perfectly happy in the studio. Josephine! Oh, Josephine!
Inquisitor, please allow me to present to you my younger sister, Yvette Gabriella Montillier.
Delighted to meet you, Lady Montillier.
Inquisitor, I've heard so much of... Everyone in Antiva City is saying so. Is it true?
Oh, it was awful. Mage bones everywhere. Practically a carpet of skulls over a river of blood.
Ew. Ow, awful.
Which?
Gaspard has run mil... And I must wait for your to... Gaspard has run mil...
Sorry, Josie.
This uncertainty won't last long.
Bigger. That Weinstein is never... It's true. The Templars have returned. I had hoped you told the royal women troubles to get.
Beats his
I
squire.
have heard they are the
He's a
finest in the Empire.
As a bastard.
Such a
Extra
pity.
tones. What a fun, close marrying crowd. Not likely. I'm watching them watch you. They're all glances and titters. Not sure if they're allowed to like you yet. Pathetic.
Any hidden treasures from friends of your little network?
You mean, do any of the servants ferrying tarts between these windy... I'm not saying yes, but... Wait, yes I am. There's some good stuff hidden around. Keep an eye out.
Any thoughts on who we're investigating?
The Empress is pretty. It'd be fun to drink and kill stuff with Gaspard. Briala is friggin' funny. Elves, elves, elves. But it's really a pissing match with an old lover. Don't know the rest, but that explains a lot. They're all lying, but Celine's nice to look at. Good thing we're here to save her neck.
Back soon.
Perhaps we can speak late.
Are you married, please? Inquisitor, did you need... The sooner we track down this infiltrator, the better.
You have any advice?
Orlesians, there are a few here we can trust. Be careful. Because Orlais needs someone capable of responding to the crisis. Other people.
You've attracted...
I don't know. They won't leave me alone.
I take it you're not in...
At this point, the headache I'm developing is preferable to the company. I await your seat.
I still remember the day they came to tell me.
I heard Celine was having the entire week.
Good. I was hoping I would catch you. What did the Duke say?
He points the finger at Ambassador Briala.
The ambassador... Empress Celine is... I've had dealings with her in the past.
How can Celine openly keep an apostate in the Imperial Court?
The Vivian... When the Circles rebelled, technically every mage became...
You think she's controlling the minds of the court?
She's worth investing. Both...
Good to know.
Don't I know you?
I'm ready for anything. Just give the word.
Well, I have a moment. Is there anyone here?
I'm not. They rarely welcome Grey Wardens coming in.
What do you think about all the...
Gaspard.
So?
It was a long time ago. Either the Empress...
We have confirmation. Give the signal.
I don't like that Grand Duke. Nobody should.
May we have a word? The Empress has sent us with a message for you. We three wear the masks of House Val. They are also extremely fashionable.
I'm always honored to hear...
Oh, Empress? She will pledge her full support to the Inquisition as soon as the usurper Gaspard...
It's a generous offer.
The Empress...
Did you need something?
This is all so familiar. I half expect my mother to materialize from the crowd and...
Is this how the elite of...
You could almost... the same. But the night is still young. Other than an overabundance of lavender...
What if your mother were actually...
Short one may. Picture me a young boy of 5...
I appreciate that you...
And
Not every...
It's true.
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing he did.
Just gossip.
You don't want to be here, stranger.
He hasn't made the pickup. It's been hours.
He went into the servants' wing. Nobody's come out of there all night.
I'll tell Brianna we have a situation.
Inquisitor, are you enjoying... I am Lady Marcelette, court historian to Her Imperial Majesty.
What exactly does a court...
I am responsible for... Even if...
Good evening.
Another...
Might be something here. Better take a closer look. Well, what's...
I am not talking to you until we get home. This way is closed. Please, use the main entrance to the ballroom.
I don't like that Grand Duke. Nobody should own as many hunting dogs as he does.
If I have to clean up another... Philippe should have returned hours ago, dallying with some serving girl while I deal with Gaspard's vitriol.
I can't imagine...
The Grand is threat... What backwater did you come from? Everyone knows that.
Waste of time.
Well, well. Here as a guest of my nephew, no less. I'm curious.
I didn't know the Grand...
What else should he do with his life if...
Have you noticed...
My niece Florian has... It's war.
We don't ever rely on the report of evil. Give our agents more time.
Leave us.
Interesting.
The package is in the guest wing. Upper room.
The one of the garden. Statuette.
Is there any progress on the Helmi expedition to Angkor?
All attempts to get into the tide.
Waste of time.
Lady...
My third husband, Pierre.
Look at Lady Candy. And those buckles. Toss her into the lake. These are all useful questions. For some of us, what we need most of all is very interesting. A little. If you find more, let me know. But no sign of our Tevinter infiltrator, I'm afraid. I'll keep watch.
Gaspar is wasting his time.
Just gossip.
Good evening, Inquisitor.
We need more servers in the ballroom.
We have confirmation.
Where's everybody?
Give the signal.
I heard the Inquisition was here.
You're too gullible.
Did you need something?
Interesting.
must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not...
Interesting.
You must be mistaken.
No, I'm quite certain it was blood on the tiles.
If they're playing the game, they're not doing it very well. You don't leave evidence if you play to win.
With Gaspard and that elf woman here, the only one playing to win is Celine.
What were they doing in the western approach? It's a wasteland.
Well, that's useful.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour.
You only say that because you fancy the Empress's pet apostate. It sickens me to think of the chaos those Maleficarum are causing across the Empire.
Even you cannot deny that the Templars abandoned the faithful in their darkest hour. How can you condone that? They are the ones who should be brought to heel, if you ask me.
get back to the ballroom.
Gaspard is wasting his time. Nothing he does could...
Well, that's useful.
Quickly! We can't leave the Delancers this long without drinks.
Good evening, Inquisitor.
That would be the second bell. Fashionably late now.
Well, well. What have we here? The leader of the new Inquisition, fabled herald of the faith. Delivered from the grasp of the Fade by the hand of blessed Andraste herself. What could bring such an exalted creature here to the Imperial Court, I wonder? Do even you know?
If you want something, say it.
I am Morrigan. Some call me advisor to Empress Celine on matters of the arcane. You have been very busy this evening, hunting in every dark corner of the palace. Perhaps you and I hunt the same prey.
I hope so. I could use another ally here.
A sentiment I share, considering recent events.
Recent events?
Recently I found and killed an unwelcome guest within these very halls. An agent of Tevinter. So I offer you this, Inquisitor. A key found on the Tevinter's body. Where it leads, I cannot say. Yet if Celine is in danger, I cannot leave her side long enough to search. You can.
You left Celine alone?
It would be a great fool who... There are sharks. What intentions the Imperium has here, I suspect you know far better than I.
If you truly want answers, help me find them.
I already told you. I must return to protect the Empress. Proceed with caution, Inquisitor. Enemies abound, and not all of them aligned with Tevinter. What comes next will be most exciting.
Is that the Inquisitor? He's not very good looking, is he, poor man?
Is this it? Just looking at each other and what? I'm waiting for the party to start. They're all glances and titters. They're all lying, but you know the answer. It's yet, not going anywhere.
Excuse me. Another time,
Mistress Nightingale, what a pleasure to see you again.
Why would the Empress invite that elf woman?
Inquisitor.
The game, of course.
We will be...
Celine
Her
has
Imperial
something
Majesty is
arcane.
unfortunately occupied at present.
My investigations turned up something interesting. It concerns Ambassador Briala.
She's better at the game than... How exciting!
My investigations concerns the Grand Duke.
He has never had any skill at the game.
I'd like to know more about the negotiation.
The ball is an opportunity. She is an
The war must end tonight. We must conclude this to deal with the larger crisis.
Perhaps you could tell me something then.
And of course,
She doesn't care much for liver, and she drinks. And she throws the best party.
My friend! If you're as delighted by the court as I am...
I'd like to know...
They gave the crown to her. And while it looks fetching on her, I intend to take it back.
So you intend to...
It will The talks will take most of the evening. Make her wit... They gave the crown to her. I want my empire.
I have a question about the peace talks.
And, I take... But the game is a... Somehow, by the time they stop serving drinks, our war will be ended. Politics, my friend.
What calamity...
The nobles may not like it, but after a few lose their heads...
I discovered something you might be interested in. It's about Brianna.
She's a difficult adversary to predict. There's no telling... What is she trying to accomplish? What is she trying to...
She's got...
She's a difficult adversary to predict. There's no telling what move she intends. They gave the crown to her. And Celine. We must navigate a maze of viper.
I discovered something you might be... It's about you, in fact.
The language of most of the council are Celine's lapdogs. There was little chance I could win their support another time, friend.
Are you up? Inquisitor. Hello?
Gaspard has run military campaigns, and I must wait for your tutor's bill. Gaspard has run military...
Sorry, Josie.
This uncertainty won't last long, I'm afraid.
Another time.
We can only hope Celine prevails tonight. Guess what will be with us.
Who was that Inquisition officer over there? You'll never get to...
This could be worth checking out.
Caught in the... full of this crap. What fully qualified arsehole stops to kill a cook?
This was no servant. What was he doing here?
This guy's way too fancy to belong down here. What's his story?
That knife bears a Shallon family crest. Gaspard's crest.
Time to have a word with the Duke.
No! No!
Predatory agent!
Watching this approach. They're organized. something here. Better take a closer look.
Fancy meeting you here. So, you're Inquisitor Trevelyan. I'm surprised they got you sobered up and dressed for this party. We haven't been properly introduced, have we? I'm Ambassador Briala.
I'm glad to meet you finally, Ambassador.
Your reputation for getting results is well deserved. You cleaned this place out. Will take a month to get all the Tevinter blood off the marble. I came down to save or avenge my missing people. So, the Council of Herald's emissary in the courtyard. That's not your work, is it?
He was dead when I arrived.
I expected as much. You may have arrived with the Grand Duke. I knew he was smuggling his Those are desperate acts. Gaspard must be planning to strike tonight.
Are you sure he's behind this? He was too easygoing.
Don't let his I misjudge. What could you do with an army of elven spies at your disposal? You should think about it.
What do I have to give you in exchange for this army of...
A moment of I know which way the... And...
Does it seem strange that every single person at this party has tried to bribe us?
There's so much conniving and backstabbing here. Makes me homesick.
The Empress can't give up her pretty things.
A token of affection from happier times. Selim must still care for Briala.
We are in your debt, Inquisitor.
Head back to the ballroom. We'll handle this.
Are we ready to make our move?
I have to go. Keep your eyes open.
Is it true what they say? We heard stories of your accomplishments.
Yes? And? I told you, Philippe.
Not everyone fights an archdemon and lives to tell. It's an inspiration.
If you'd like, Commander Cullen could give you all the details of that battle. He's in the ballroom.
Really? But...
You'd only be gone a moment.
Philippe, you're right.
Inquisitor Trevelyan. We met briefly. I am Grand Duchess Floriane de Chalon. Welcome to my party.
Is there something I can do for you, Your Grace?
Indeed you can. I believe tonight you and I are both concerned by the actions of a certain person. Come, dance with me. Spies will not hear us on the dance floor.
Very well. Shall we dance, Your Grace?
I'd be delighted. You are from the Free Marches, are you not? How much do you know about our little war?
It doesn't matter where you're from, Your Grace. Everyone knows what's happening in the Empire.
I often forget about the world outside of the Imperial Court.
It took great effort to arrange tonight's negotiations. The security of the Empire is at stake. Neither one of us wishes to see it fall.
Do we both want that, Lady Florian?
I hope we are of one mind on this.
In times like these, it's hard to tell friend from foe. Is it not, Your Grace?
I know you arrived here as a guest of my brother Gaspard, and have been everywhere in the palace. You are a curiosity to many, Inquisitor, and a matter of concern to some.
Am I the curiosity or the concern to you, Your Grace?
A little of both, actually. This evening is of great importance, Inquisitor. I wonder what role you will play in it. Do you even yet know who is friend and who is foe? Who in the court can be trusted?
An excellent question. I might ask the same of you, Your Grace.
In the Winter Palace, everyone is alone. It cannot have escaped your notice that certain parties are engaged in dangerous machinations tonight.
I thought dangerous machinations were the national sport in Orlais.
You have little time. The attack will come soon. You must stop Gaspard before he strikes. In the Royal Wing Garden, you will find the captain of my brother's mercenaries. He knows all Gaspard's secrets. I'm sure you can persuade him to be forthcoming.
We'll see what the night has in store, won't we?
You'll be the talk of the court for months. We should take you dancing more often.
The Duchess had some interesting things to say.
Of that, Were you dancing with Duchess Florian?
More important.
I hope you have good news. It appears the peace talks are crumbling.
The Grand Duchess tried to convince me Gaspard is the traitor, but I'm not sure I buy it.
Florian and her brother are thick as thieves, but she would give him up in an instant to save herself.
Then, the attack on the Empress will happen tonight.
Warning Celine is pointless. Then perhaps we should let her die.
I like where this is going.
I don't. If Corypheus succeeds, what Corypheus wants, to foil his...
And it does...
Do you realize what... Sometimes the best path is not the easiest one.
We came here to save Celine.
Then you must not only save her life, but also her empire. That means giving her a victory over both Gaspard and Briala.
If there truly is proof Gaspard's in league with Corypheus, that would be a start.
What did Duchess Florian tell you?
She said Gaspard's
which could be a trap.
Or a lead. Either way, you should search the private quarters in that wing.
Then get me access.
At once. Be careful.
Is this it? Just looking at each other and what? I'm waiting for the party to start. Not going anywhere.
cannot believe you danced 4 times with Cyril de Montfort.
I cannot believe it.
Interesting.
Sarah, what are you wearing? Are you sure it's dead?
What? Is there something? Oh, ha ha. Eat it.
Hello? Is anyone there? Somebody? Anybody?
Oh, thank you.
Are you all right?
I don't think I'm hurt. No one's supposed to be here. Briala said... Oh, I shouldn't have trusted her.
Briala told...
Not... She's been watching the Grand Duke all night. But this part of the palace... The message... Easy. The door...
Takes great courage to come...
It's not... I knew. Now she wants to play revolution, but I remember. She was...
Would you be willing to testify to that, if I asked?
Absolutely.
Most Orlesians would say that's Celine's scandal.
New... What's this then? Swapping all the gold leaf with diamonds, I bet.
You hated Orlesian assholes! But I...
Inquisitor, what a pleasure. I wasn't... You're such a challenge to read. I had no idea if you'd taken my bait.
I had a feeling you were mixed up in all this.
Such a pity. It was... Corypheus insisted that the Empress die tonight. We will cast down... I admit, when he has ascended to godhood, I will rule all Thedas in his...
At this point, I'd think disappointment was an old friend.
Trust his tits. What was all that? Were those demons? There aren't any more of those.
No more demons. It's safe.
Maker? I knew Gaspard was a bastard, but I didn't think he'd feed me to fucking horrors over a damn...
Duke Gaspard lured you out.
Well, he's... And all that garbage she was spewing doesn't mean anything. Gaspard...
Your axe...
So he hired me and my men.
Wanted...
can only hope.
Thank the Maker you're back. The Empress will begin her speech soon. What should we do?
Wait here, Cullen. I'm going to have a word with the Grand Duchess.
What? There's no time. The Empress will begin her speech any moment.
We owe the court one more show, Your Grace.
Inquisitor.
The eyes of every noble in the Empire are upon us, Your Grace. Remember to smile. This is your party. You wouldn't want them to think you had lost control.
Who would not be delighted to speak with you, Inquisitor?
I seem to recall you saying all I needed was to keep you out of the ballroom long enough to strike. When your archers failed to kill me in the garden, I feared you wouldn't save me this last dance. It's so easy to lose your good graces. You even framed your brother for the murder of a council emissary. It was an ambitious plan. Celine, Gaspard, the entire Council of Heralds, all your enemies under one roof.
This is very entertaining, but you do not imagine anyone believes your wild stories?
That will be a matter for a judge to decide, cousin.
Gaspard? You cannot believe this. You know I would never... Gaspard?
At least this time, justice will be swift. Your Imperial Majesty, I think we should speak in private. Elsewhere.
Your sister attempted regicide in front of the entire court, Gaspard.
You're the spy master. If anyone knew this atrocity was coming, it was you.
You don't deny your involvement.
I do deny it. I knew nothing of Florian's plans. But you knew it all and did nothing.
I don't know which is better. That you think I'm all-seeing, or that you're trying so hard to play innocent and failing.
Enough. We will not bicker while Tevinter plots against our nation. For the safety of the Empire, I will have answers.
I wouldn't have caught Florian in time without Briala's help.
You were working together?
Of course.
Thanks to Briala, Gaspard's mercenary captain will testify that he hired men to infiltrate the palace.
Hired thugs? I didn't expect you to stoop so low, cousin.
Don't be naive, Celine. The only difference...
Keep talking, Gaspard. Eventually, you'll convince somebody.
He also murdered a Council of Heralds emissary. I found the body and his knife in the servants' quarters.
I have done no such thing.
And of course, he made death threats to the Council of Heralds. Briala found all of this out for your sake, Celine.
In light of you are hereby sentenced to death.
The Empress has spoken.
Long live the Empire.
Thank you, Inquisitor, for all your efforts tonight. I owe you my life, and Orlais owes you. You have done a service for the Empire never to be forgotten, my friend. This piece is your doing. You truly are the instrument of Andraste. Orlais. Lords, Gaspard, we have in our... It is the honor, and it... Will you address the court, my friend?
The Civil War may have ended, but the fighting has just begun. The battle is far from over.
We of the court must use our resources. But that is tomorrow.
The Orleans... Do you tire so quickly of their congratulations, Inquisitor? It is most fickle, after all your efforts on their behalf.
Everyone suddenly wants to talk to me. You at least.
Celine wishes to offer you any and all aid. Regardless, Corypheus is a threat. Mundane knowledge will...
When you say knowledge beyond...
I know many. Should thought of... Knowledge alone does no harm.
Welcome to the Inquisition, Morrigan.
A most gracious response. I shall meet you at Sky.
Is everything all right? You look troubled.
Things went according to plan for once. I couldn't be happier.
Tonight was a triumph. You should be proud. Is there anything I can do? Can I get you anything? A drink, perhaps?
Would you care to dance with me, Lady Josephine?
I was hoping you'd ask, my lord.
The matter is urgent, Lady Josephine.
I am well aware of that, revered mother.
We will need them to return to Val Royeaux as soon as possible. There are ceremonies.
That's quite impossible.
Please, may I have a word with you?
How may I assist you, revered mother?
With the political turmoil put to rest, our minds turn to a single question. The next divine. We cannot answer.
I have already told you, revered mother. Lady Leliana and...
But surely with the support of the Empire, the Inquisition will... They could rally the Grand Clerics to follow as no candidate from the clergy has been able to.
You must think very well of them.
Our late divine is still held in high esteem. Several months, at least, if one of them is crowned divine.
Well, fine.
Wardens harm their own and fall to mortal fate.
You know I've got no problem with Orlesians, but at least under the Qun you don't get everyone tripping on each other's dicks while the country goes to crap.
I hate politics.
You've got a crappy job then, boss.
Inquisitor?
Have you seen otherwise?
We'll see. One for the Empress. For Gaspar. Briala. The Duchess. And Caritas. Right in the dangle bag.
Well, remind me to stay on your good side.
Don't worry, you're sparkling compared to that lot. A cook here, a footman there. What's it matter, right, so long as there's a book for the throne? A pretty one, sure. Ugh, that place. Should have just thrown in some bees and slammed the doors.
We decided the course of a nation. I think it was worthwhile.
Right, Orlais will never be the same. Except for everything they say and do. Ugh, you know the most important thing I got out of all of that mess? The one thing. Don't sleep with empresses. That's what that was all about. That, and Briala being an idiot. The whole thing would have gone different if that little piss-up wasn't in the middle.
That was a mistake on their part. It made everything worse.
Wrong way around, Inquisitor. It started worse. That's who you're saying. Can't wait, what's on?
I suppose you're right.
I didn't understand the Grand Ball. It would have been easier if they said what they wanted.
And that would have made everything.
The colors were pretty, though.
Probably.
Hear the news.
I'm pleased to hear it.
There is an issue that you should address. I think it's worth your time,
Yes.
It's just what
Good to see you, boss. Nice talking with you.
Should I wait for a reply? Or continue with the route?
Fine day for you.
Presents. You have a route?
It's a big fortress. We must be efficient.
Will you not consider it, Lady Cassandra? The clerics are still sequestered. If no one's...
And you think I could... I've heard it...
Is there a problem?
Mother... So now the Chantry bandies our names... Liliana and I were, at least, part of the Chant...
If they'll pick non...
Because you're a man, first and foremost. If they name you a candidate, they may as well join the Tevinter Imperium. Truly, though, I imagine it's because they're frightened of you. Awaits such... I just don't know why they believe Liliana or I would be any better.
I think you'd make an excellent...
Truly? Surely, the Chantry should provide faith.
I'm surprised...
But now my faith demands something else. That I see with better...
If you're concerned, then make it...
It needs to change. Perhaps I must be the one... Liliana would cast it all at... That is what I would...
Your determination is admirable.
Some men would...
I'm not those men. So this is your new crusade?
I've agreed.
And if the Chantry call...
Then I will do what... I suppose... For...
Planning troop movements now?
I'm trying to... All of... As for what will come next...
We make the world a better...
Because and I have no idea if my wanting these things makes any of them right. Tell me, you make decisions that shake the world, yet always seem so assured.
You almost sound like you admire me.
I may not always... The Maker's grace does not...
If I'm guided by anything, it's you.
Oh, excellent. The blind leading the blind.
I don't think you're blind.
Clearly you...
Haven't I?
When we first met, if someone told me I would be pleased to have you lead me, I would have throttled them. But I am. The Maker chose well.
I appreciate that.
We still have a long road to travel, Inquisitor. Wherever it takes us, I am glad you're here.